Hi, everyone. This is Susan Givens. I am the publisher of AutoSuccess, and we are here with Matt Stuckey of Stuckey Automotive for our next Dealer Insider video. Matt, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
So to start off, how did you get into the automotive industry?
Yeah, so I was born into it, so to speak. I'm a third generation car dealer. So my grandpa had the opportunity to purchase a Ford dealership in the late 50s, and my dad ran it through the 80s into the 90s. And as I got out of college, I worked for a bank. I got recruited by a bank right out of college. And I decided I liked running a little company. I ended up running a branch office for them. So I moved home about 19 years ago now to work what was then Ford dealership. And we now have 5 dealerships in central Pennsylvania. So we're in Altoona and State College.
Wow. So moving into this next generation, what are your thoughts on everything that's going on with EV?
Yeah, so we're kind of at the end of it. I'm not saying we aren't interested in it. We are very much, and we're starting to sell a few cars. But our biggest businesses have not quite been affected by that yet, which would be the shop, the service business, and used cars. Our operation sells 3 to 4 times as many used cars as new. So that'll be a little further downstream once EVs really do start becoming a larger percentage of the vehicle population. We'll sell whatever people want to buy. We're certainly interested in that, and some neat products that our manufacturers have currently, and definitely lots of plans for new stuff. We're working on some of the infrastructure for our businesses to have the right chargers and locations, and we're going to need some major electrical upgrades if it goes fast. So not just within our business, but within the power grid in general. So we'll see how that all plays out, and our manufacturers have to be a little bit further ahead of that, just because if that mix does go stronger to EV, depending on how fast it goes, we'll just have to see how that happens. But we'll be kind of the next step down from that. So we're ready though.
Good. Well, it sounds like you guys are kind of an up and coming dealerships, and I know that you guys are very unique compared to some of the other dealerships. What makes you guys different?
Well, really, it's our people, and that doesn't sound that unique, because probably everybody says that. But we have a little over 300 team members now among 6 businesses, actually. So we have 5 dealerships plus a collision and recon business. But we really do invest in them. And, especially through these last 2 tumultuous years, we were able to grow by pretty much every metric, especially headcount, through the last 2 years. And, that's what it's all about. But from the business standpoint, obviously, we represent 4 great new car brands with 2 Ford stores. But service is really, our crux of that's where most of our people work in. And that's, what I really pride ourselves on providing really good customer service. Right now, that's a lot of equipment we've had to buy, a lot of updating to, just how we run the shop, processes, how we communicate with customers, all those kind of things. Well, I don't know. I guess there are some other things we do different than that, or different than a lot of dealers too. But I think it really comes down to our people, figuring out how to figure out what that is.
So yes, so absolutely, and I know that, speaking of service, just especially the past couple years, we've at dealerships we've had to really rely on our service department. And what have you guys done differently? What have you guys done to excel in that portion of your business?
Yeah, so we were fortunate to, before COVID, so it was at the end of 18. Actually, we just moved into this facility the first of 20, as we renovated it through 2019. But we purchased an old factory and have kind of like a hub, like a headquarters, we call it. So we have a consolidated BDC there. We have a consolidated accounting there. We have a big body shop there and a big used car recon facility there. So that all happens kind of outside of the dealerships, if you will. And it's really allowed us to feed the dealerships to really focus on retail. So that's not just selling, that's also servicing at retail. So, for instance, our phones ring to the BDC. So they take the call, and if it's just a basic appointment or something like that, it doesn't even hit the dealership. It's done. The folks are on the calendar, and they're coming in whatever the best time is for them. So our service advisors have time to spend with the customer, whether that's face-to-face or if the customers drop off or they're not here for whatever reason. It's really just allowed us to be more efficient.
Do you put a lot of training behind that?
Oh yeah.
as far as
Yeah. And we
like
have a
sort
great manager that oversees the BDC. She works right alongside the service managers. She has a team of agents that are dedicated just to scheduling service appointments. They live and breathe that daily calendar in each of our shops.
of guarantee it. So do you utilize communication technology such as like SMS messaging for your service lane? Do you guys do a lot of that?
Yeah, and unfortunately, we don't have like a combined system that we use everywhere. For better or worse, each of our manufacturers kind of have some service CRM systems they want us to use, so we use some of that. We have a couple that we use on our own. Our DMS does do texting. We're on Automate, so we do that a lot. But yes, the simple answer would be we do that a lot of different ways. One of the things that has worked really well for us from an internal communication standpoint that we did pick up through the whole COVID shutdown era was Microsoft Teams. So we use that for internal chat and communication. We do meetings over that, several times a day with various groups of folks. And but yeah, as far as communicating with customers, we've found great success with text messaging, and we are piloting. Don't quote me on the name of it, but one of the systems where it does the video walk around. The technician takes a video of the vehicle, shows the customer, any recommended services. It's kind of a mishmash of systems at this point, but it's definitely the way that things will go. It's just a matter of getting it all to line up. So
Just getting it to figure out. Yep.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
300 people across your dealerships. That's a lot of people. And I know that we've had, a huge labor shortage problem across the United
Mhm.
States. What have you guys done to continuously hire, find good people? Do you have any like tips or tricks that you can share with our audience?
Well, if I had really good ones, I wouldn't share them. It's obviously been a challenge. No, I mean, honestly, it all comes down to how you execute on the things that we're all trying to do. So our best source of new team members is our current team. So we have doubled, and actually we just recently doubled again our hiring bonus that we pay to our team to help us recruit. We have a dedicated full-time recruiter now. That's been another big help, is to have a person just focused on, our openings and our opportunities. And we do a lot of the same online advertising as far as employment goes. We have hosted some pretty successful job fairs on site, and done right, it's a lot of work. But if you can get a group of folks to see that and be willing to walk in the door that maybe wouldn't come check you out otherwise, we've had pretty good success with those. So we're kind of in a pattern of doing that 2 or 3 times a year, and we kind of have stores in 2 different markets. So we'll do it in the one store or the one area and then the other. So that's definitely worked pretty well. But I would say, honestly, the referral is still the best thing. Our entire leadership team is tasked with helping us find those folks also. So we're, when we're going out to eat or we're shopping somewhere, we're looking for folks that provide good customer service. And we're not afraid to pass them a business card and say, hey, if you want an opportunity in our organization, we're hiring for, whatever those positions may be. And our list is actually shorter than it was. We've hired a lot of really good folks this year. So we're very, very thankful for that.
And that says a lot about your establishment. Congratulations. Finally, there's so many trends going on in the automotive industry right now. We just came off of NADA. When I went, there was a lot of really cool new vendors that are out there. What are you seeing right now? What are you going to start implementing within your dealerships?
Well, yeah, the challenge is kind of what I was talking about earlier, just getting those systems all lined up. And, I've been kind of beating my head against the wall of making our software be one cohesive system for many, many years now. It seems like that's a big part of, what we need to do. So we would really like to have the service CRM be the same in every store and do some more things than what we've found a system to do yet. Unfortunately, there's no easy answers on all that. It is getting better. There's definitely some new competitors coming into the DMS space, which is huge. I think Techion being the biggest one in that world, that's kind of started with a clean sheet of paper. So that's good. And that's certainly spurring on everybody else to try to up their game a bit. Tie that in with the vehicles all running around with modems in them now. We're getting all this data. We as an industry got to get a whole lot better at what we do with that, because it's there. Somebody's going to use it if we don't use it, and those are our customers. So we should be using it to make their lives easier and better. That would be the goal. So,
and I think we're progressing. We're getting better every day. So, Well, I really do appreciate your time today. And, thank you for what you're doing with the automotive industry and your customers and just setting, a great message across our industry. So we appreciate you, Matt, and we appreciate everything you're doing.
Yeah, it's a great industry. I love being a part of it. People need cars, and it just makes for a great opportunity to be their provider for that. And to not just sell them the car, but help them own it well and enjoy their car and take care of whatever bumps they run into while they're owning it, and make that a positive, not a negative. That's a huge opportunity that we got to go get after right now. So thank you, Susan.
For sure.